Well, very good morning, everybody, for Sunday, the 12th of September. Well, it's always been a bit uncertain at weekends what's going to happen. Quite often, a few days out, it sort of says it's going to be rubbish. But the tables have turned recently. We've started to have some better weekends. Although the Atlantic picture, very unsettled indeed. This up here, probably the remnants of some of the very unsettled weather that the US has been seeing over the last week or so. But with us today, very, very slack winds and a sort of not particularly strong high pressure, but just the tail end of these fronts starting to push into southwestern areas and into Wales, hopefully leaving us just about clear today. But yeah, very, if any, wind at all, and sunny day, hopefully. Looking at the wind, as I say, variable 5 knots across most of the regions. So good day to fly anything from a grasshopper right up to the hot chips today. No real issue with wind at all. And as we can see on here, sort of barely anything, and an improving day, though maybe a little bit too much cloud this afternoon, though it depends which forecast you look at. Certainly not as hazy as it was earlier in the week. Certainly, yeah, much better air mass. You can see sort of the impacts of that sort of upper and in some cases actually lower warm front. I think the upper stuff is just a cloud feature over Wales at the moment, but yes, hopefully that's just going to stay well out of the way of us for most of the day, though we may see a build up of cloud in the afternoon. But yeah, no significant weather or rain or anything like that expected here today. Public forecast was showing a top temperature of 18. We might see a little bit more than that. It's more like 20 degrees if we keep sunshine for most of the day, which hopefully we will. And dew points sort of hovering around 10. So with that, a fairly good temperature dew point split if we get to 20 and have a dew point of 10. Top meteo at the moment, Sol Met is showing 13.6 and 11.6 at the moment, and barely any wind at all. Just very light northerly, not causing us really any problem. And that is the picture outside. I can see, look, there's some people going to the hangar, which is nice because sunny days like this and long days are quickly fading as we head towards the middle part of autumn in only a few weeks' time, which is a bit of a shame. Much more a fan of spring. David's forecast quite clearly saying that, yeah, a bit of a battleground really between the air mass to the west of us, with lots and lots of potential frontal activity, and with what's over us, and the fact that technically there's no wind, nothing should happen particularly quickly. But yes, that's what David said, but I don't think he's updated it this morning. So we'll have a look. No Lark Hill sounding today because, of course, it's a weekend. If we're to believe Top Meteo, a little bit pessimistic actually. I'm not too sure why. This would predict that at about 11 o'clock, we would still see not particularly much going on. And I'll have a look at why that might be. Yeah, it still thinks there's low cloud here, which for once is actually not correct. So yeah, they should get going probably an hour or so earlier than this is suggesting. This is saying the middle part of the country, which is hopefully our area as well, by lunchtime we'll see a shallow queue at around sort of 3,000 feet or so, and then sort of over a reasonable area down towards the southwest and up towards Oxford. Just bearing in mind that the only sort of thing that will be driving the wind today is probably going to be a sea air effect. Not necessarily showing that will come in here, but there might be some convergences or some interesting conditions at the coast where the sea air might push in slightly. Not so good around the east. I think that's been the southeastern corner. That's sort of been the case for a few days now. But yes, good up to the north and out to the northeast and down to the west, hopefully, for maybe a 200k or something like that. It'd be nice to get a few more kilometres on the ladder before the end of the season. As we look at Top Meteo on here, as you can see, this is all just talking about the low-level cloud as well, which, as I say, it does not seem to exist, and I don't think will exist. This is just saying that we, even at 10 o'clock, we would only have a temperature of 10 when we actually have a temperature of 13. So yeah, hopefully we're going to be better than forecast. Just shows how out Top Metier have been this year. But yeah, generally peaking at about sort of 3,000 to 3,500 feet, blue to shallow Q, but hopefully more in the Q variety, because as we look at the soundings, we can see that the lines merge a bit more. That's 2 o'clock at Fairford, potentially a little bit too far west at that time of the day. Let's just have a look at Hurstmanzoo, see if there's any. That's probably going to be Seared. Let me guess. Oh, no, we got, yeah, cumulus, that's for sure, 20 and a bit degrees up to 4,000 feet. So a little bit more optimistic than some of the other ones. And Buckingham, let's go to 2 o'clock. That's the peak of the day these days. Again, looking at thermals up to 4,000 feet and the lines touching. So yeah, if you were to believe Top Metier, then it might be blue to shallow Q. And some of the other soundings, but this is suggesting we should have more Q than less. So yeah, a bit of a confusing day, really. It really depends what happens out to our west. But looking at sort of the tracking of the cloud we got, I'm not expecting there to be significant sort of development from the front. But if these lines are together as they suggest, then potentially there could be a little bit too much cloud later in the day. And I'll just see what is happening at the end of the day on Top Metier. Again, that's sort of saying an early shutdown, which I guess the sun is going down quite quickly now. But yeah, that says there wouldn't be any sort of significant cumulus, sort of significant overdevelopment. So yeah, take your pick really. Depends which forecast you want to look at. We'll just have a look at BBC weather, see if they've got anything. No, they just sort of say light cloud. So and reasonable temperature dew point split. So yeah, I think day to sort of have a little bit of caution, see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to develop better than some of the models are suggesting. Quick plug for CAA Skywise. It disappoints me that I'm aware that over the last couple of weeks, not necessarily at Lasham, but elsewhere, there's been a number of airspace infringements, restricted area temporary infringements. This is very frustrating because it's not like it was 15 years ago where this stuff was hidden. It's well promulgated. It's in both all the NOTAM publications, Sky Demon, etc. And there's this CAA Skywise. So please do make sure that you go to skywise@caa.co.uk and sign up. They do not send useless emails. They're very useful, and that's actually how a lot of these briefings are done, are by having a look to see what is going on in the NOTAMs via this. So yes, please keep gliding's reputation good and sign up to this and make sure you are aware. On to NOTAMs for today. Fly past just north of us between 1340 and 1440 at Greenham Common, probably BBMF, I would imagine, because they've been based out of White Waltham. Middle Wallop active with gliding, usual Boscombe NOTAMs, Farnborough and Solent active as usual. Goodwood active slightly later today, but no restricted area temporary danger area. Fly past at near Buckingham at 1:30 to 2:30. Parachute display at near Gloucestershire between 2:45 and 3:15 up to 4,000 feet. Yeah, that was out that way, probably just near the airport. 18:15. So yeah, that's okay. Look, yeah, still got Abingdon air show is finished now. It was quite a nice air show actually. So yes, that's not a factor anymore. Usual aerobatics at Sywell for most of the day. And I think that is just about it in the area that you are going to be flying in. As always, there's quite a lot of activity up to the north if you're ever heading up there in a motor glider or something at the moment. Okay, so yeah, to sum up, nice, hopefully sunny day, maybe a bit more cloud in the afternoon, and hopefully some cross-country weather at some point today. We're going to be runway 27. All trial lessons going ahead and everything going as planned. Do come on out, make use of what will be a nice sunny windless day. No jet movements or anything like that. It's Sunday, so yeah, should be fairly easy. Well, I will see you out there. Bye for now.